Salute, salute, salute. Solution, solution, solution. Solution to the people. Wax Dog, Slow, what's good, my guys? How you? I hope all is well, man. I hope all is well. Damn, what's going on, Wax Dog? Out there in that Q barrel, man. Some nasty things is going down in that Q barrel, Wax. Wax Dog. Word, there's definitely some nasty things going down in that Q barrel. It is definitely nasty work. It's nasty work, I must say. It's definitely nasty work, but you know how today is, 9 days is, survival of the fittest. Monique, salute, good evening, appreciate the pull up. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's survival of the fittest, you know what I mean? Survival of the fittest, man. But you already know, man, it's your boy 050BUCKS, aka Mr. Shoot Right Back, aka Mr. 10453, aka Mr. Azzy, aka I'm always there, you never there, aka Mr. AKA. We're about to get into this, man. We're about to get into this.
Dark side lurking, with a fake one's vanish. Shoot right back. Yeah, my aim the tightest. If you chat reckless, get capped in the chat. Perfect mindset, flash never M. We don't switch the script. Dark side biz, when the offs get clipped. Boom, China brim, Harlem legend, platinum shine. All my support, y'all part the team. Gang, 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 gang. Man, that's a game. I just spin the block, my content, live them tight, feeling lame. Hip hop news, more like hip hop L's. I just died at one, now we singing bells. Ops move funny, but they still stuck. 050BUCKS, Mr. Shoot Right Back. Us never, never. Miss me with the talk. I don't suggestion. Dark side biz, never say all the what we bringing on. Dark side season, where the snakes get peeled. Loyalty to code, but the getting exposed. I'm the truth and facts. Yeah, cross that line, but we bringing all facts. Us never, we don't switch the script now. Dark side biz, yellow part the team. Minds flow witty punches. They be talking tough, but they moving fear. I just pop a top, let the truth appear. Man, that shit a joke. I just flip the scene, leave them in a choke. Dark side, dark side. Us never them, us never them, us never them. 050BUCKS, Mr. Shoot Right Back. Dark side general, where the lanes get packed. All my supporters, y'all the realest one. Without y'all, this ain't fun. Silence. 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 Us never them. Us never them. 050BUCKS. Mr. Shoot Right Back. Dark side general. Where the lanes get packed. All my supporters, y'all the realest ones. Without y'all, this ain't fun. Silence. Silence. Bust never them. 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 Bust never them.
Y'all already know, man. On y'all way in, hit that like button, share the live. Make sure you go subscribe. Butterfly, I see you. Appreciate the pull up. Vic, I see you. Appreciate the pull up. You already know. Butterfly, keep winning. Keep doing your thing. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Silence. Silence.
That's a whole fact. And that's how I leave them. When I'm done with them, I leave them in silence. You understand? Silence. Straight silence. It's the truth, in fact. Cross that line, you ain't never coming back. So what's going on, people? Talk to me nice or don't talk to me at all. You dig? We got something nice, pretty much gonna piggyback off of yesterday's show, just in a different angle. You know what I mean? It's getting sad that you start to watch situations play out, and as you watch these situations play out, it is somewhat have like a personal feel or personal touch on it. Pause. You know what I mean? And the sad part about that is it goes on every day, B. That's a fact, people. It goes on every day. Like that's the sad part about it. That it's normal. That's the sad part, people. That it's normal. You know what I mean? It's normal. That's the sad part about it. It's normal. These are the things that's going on around our kids, our loved ones. These are the things that's going on. You dig? So we gotta have some fun, today with it. Definitely gonna be a message, in the madness. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe we get some people to come up out the bushes today and enjoy the show. You know what I mean? And enjoy the show. You did? Yeah, I know I gotta, recap my recap. You did? And just I'm still trying to figure out, why people only have 3 outfits a week. If not, just 3 outfits. Because I'm not gonna give no extras. I don't want to say, I ain't said none of that. We just stick with what was said. Only had 3 outfits. So we gonna get to that. You know what I mean? And somebody told me, well, they sent me something. No, well, both. That happened both. You know what I mean? So, the person who told me beat the person to the punch who showed the video. And I had to tell them that's what they do on here. You know what I mean? They okay with people talking about them, right? And then they get back on the platform, act like nothing happened, and then them be the same guys that have that same situation, and they vote a year or 2 down the line. So if y'all ever get into an issue, they using that against you. That's a fact. They're using that against you. Bucks, you gotta wear the same outfit 2 to 3 times in a row to keep it fair. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. Yo, hold on. Yo, Shante, hold on for a minute, Shante. I gotta just do this for you because you be hating. You know what I'm saying? Shantae be hating like crazy, people. Like, I mean, Shantae hate me on a million when it comes to your boy, right? So y'all already know, man. I'm basic. Y'all already know, man. Is it's Puma everything. You understand what I'm saying? It was Shantae. You talking about all I wear is Puma. Here I go for you, huh? Here I go for you. Here I go for you, Shantae. Oh, wait a minute. Let me give you a close up. You know what I'm saying? I bet you Shantae wear mismatched socks too. I don't never jack that. Yeah, the fires. You see, only the you see what it say? Only the RSs. These ain't the cheap ones, people. Go look them up. Fiery. Then look how I throw it on. You know what I'm saying? That's just for Shantae right there. You know what I mean? Get Shantae mad. You know what I mean? Shantae can't do that. You dig what I mean? Y'all already know. Y'all can go to my shorts. Go to me on the gram. Y'all see my drip every day. It doesn't. It's like not. It's like you get up and brush your teeth, but Shantae don't do that. You dig what I mean? So he don't worry about looking presentable. Because this for me, this is just presentable, people. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to be out there with them 20-year-olds wearing Balenciaga. Can I do it? For sure. It's not a problem. That's a fact. I got more bullies. Check it out. I got more bullies. If y'all know what that is, I got more of these than Shantae got outfits. That's a fact. He said he only got three. I got way more than three of these. That's a fact. Yo, let me stop. Let me stop with Shantae, man. You know what I mean? Because Shantae need help, people. You know what I mean? I just had to style on Shantae real quick. I had to style on Shantae real quick, people. That's all that is. I just had to style on her real quick. You know what I'm saying? I had to style on Shantae real quick. You know what I mean? You there. You there. Fresh from a nap, salute. Appreciate the pull up. Renegade Society Production Solution, my guys. Yeah, I just had to, stun on Shantae real quick. Stun on him real quick. I told all Shantae gotta do, man, is she gotta show something, man. Like he can't keep coming up here with that Apollo assassin on, B. Let me see what my man fresh from a nap. That's what y'all passed with. I don't know what you. I don't even know. You gotta be Pacific. Fresh fresh from a nap. You gotta be Pacific, man. You know what I mean, no matter who you are, be Pacific. We can rock out. You dig? We can rock out. So yo, listen, man. I appreciate everybody for pulling up to your boy 050BUCKS, aka Mr. Shoot Right Back. Listen, hold on. Let me check. I gotta see who live. You know what I mean? See who live and see what's going on, man. Because I don't know what's going on with yo. I'm not even gonna hold you, right? Forget me. Forget me, people. Yeah, ain't nobody live. Ain't nobody on. What's going on? My man Artie live. My man Party Artie is live. And I was shouting to know that, man. Artie live. Y'all make sure y'all go like, share, subscribe to my man Artie Morrison, man. But yeah, right. So check it. Think I got sidetracked, right? Yeah, I did get sidetracked. Um, man, I got sidetracked. I forgot what I was about to say. Word, I got sidetracked. Uh, yeah, I got sidetracked. But anyway, yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, we might have to set up a care package for Shantae. Word up. But you know, we got jump in and out of the lane with it. You know what I mean? Today, you know what I mean? We got time, chilling. You know what I mean? Did a little live earlier. That shit was tweaking on me though. Word. I guess YouTube shit, they figuring it out, right? So yeah, we got time today, man. So I really want to attack. I want to attack the fact that we got a lot of guys that run around via the YouTube real life streets And they kind of somewhat have a heavy influence on these youngins coming up, right? And let's not discriminate. A lot of these old heads as well. So when you start breaking down what's going on around you and you start acknowledging, you know what I mean? You start acknowledging that you may be getting a couple dollars, you know, it may be Papino, you know, it just may be, you know, one of those. Sometimes you feel it. Sometimes you got that, you have that intuition already and you'll feel it. But you got to know and understand that that temptation, I've seen a lot of people lose to that temptation. That temptation will do you dirty. It'll do you dirty. That's a fact. It'll do you dirty. So we gonna get right into it, man. You know what I'm saying? Go share the live. Let them know your boy 050BUCKS is live. You understand me? And we're about to turn up for a little second, have some fun, you know what I mean, with the bozos, you know, that run around, you dig, and think they doing this and they doing that, you know, and it ain't adding up at all. It definitely ain't adding up. I got another little DM today on the dude Shy Franks. I don't understand this, people. It's getting, for me, it's personal. So I'm gonna just speak on it and then just leave that alone. But I heard another audio of him disrespecting people's kids. There's another audio where he's talking to police on Wax AP too. But I mean, come on. When y'all gonna say to yourself, this ain't YouTube. It ain't YouTube. When you hear these audios dealing with shorty kids and all that, nobueno.com. Out of Linga. Tavon Miller, salute. Out of Linga. And, you know, who am I to be, oh, yo, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get caught up into that. Oh, yo, Bucks is a hypocrite. Yo, I don't want to get caught up in none of that. But what I will say is that it's out of Linga, people. It's out of Linga. There is no way that y'all consider that YouTube. Those are some strong allegations. I'm talking about a capital S. A capital S. And somewhere, somehow, people got to slither through that. They got to slither through that. So now we get back to Shantae. And the question is being asked is why Shantae ain't you want to go viral, this your time to go viral. Right? You want to go viral, this is his time to go viral. That's a fact. This is his time to go viral. So what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? What is the problem? This is your time to shine. Your get back should be serious. Your get back should be more powerful than you walking in that precinct getting that paperwork. Because for what? Now you know. You know who did that. Right? You know who did that. So now what? Now what? This is a question for Shantae. Now what? I know you probably watching it live. I know you in the bushes. But now what? You found out who sent police to your house. Now what? This is what I'm saying. These are conversations that you can't have with my name involved. You just can't. You're not having them with my name involved. It's not gonna happen. It's like you ain't gonna never find my name involved with going to police to tell on somebody who I feel did something to me. What? We not doing that. I don't know nothing. Just like that, people. I don't know nothing. No speaker de English. Poquito English. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like, come on. I don't know how you justify that. And then you get up here with a straight face, like, yeah, I didn't tell on him. I told the police that the person identified. No, my bad. I don't want to stretch it. But the person who cut me robbed me. Ain't that telling? I ain't gonna tell him that he cut me, but I'm gonna tell him that he robbed me. What's that about? Like, what's that about? Then I see everybody going hunt. They going to call Hamilton on trays. Like, wow. I don't know what's up, Trays. I don't know what's going on. They putting that on your jacket. You know what I mean? They putting that on your jacket. I don't know why, but they definitely put it on your jacket. Yeah, I want to know why. How? Oh no, I did that already. I don't know how to whistle it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you know the sad part about it is, and that's what make these dudes bozos. Cause I be seeing them in the chat, right? And it be these bozo weirdo niggas, man. Instead of them sitting a little nigga down, you know what I'm saying? Schooling them, they egg it on. And then to the opposing person, oh, nah, I ain't got no smoke with him. I'm on. So what is you even entertaining it for? You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, this joint be comic book, like, for life. Like, I mean, you can't make this up. You can't make it up, people. It's at an all-time high. It's just at an all-time high. And then when you listen to them talk, see, this is all you got to do is listen to them talk. That's it. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Easy. Because once you start breaking this down, you got to understand these are the same people, if so, live in your area. They grow up watching bozos like that. Run around front like they get into the munyon. Run around fronting like they doing something special. Run around being colorblind. These are the things that if y'all in the same area, for an example, as Shantae, and it's plethora of bozos. Plethora of bozos. Plethora, man. Plethora. But you got to let them continue to be bozos. And if you go pop a bottle, just pop a bottle. Yeah, that's a fact. You already know. And that part is like, yo, what? Yo, listen, it's not easy being a parent, man. Not when you're a single parent. It ain't easy, man. That's a fact. So for somebody to jump out the window and lie about being a father or something like that, that baffles me. I don't like how the hell are you gonna get up here and cap that you have kids and you really don't? That's not no plus. That don't make you look like a man. And especially seeing you on YouTube the way you be on YouTube, it's impossible for you to have kids. Or it's impossible, let's say, for you to be in their life. So just off of what we see on YouTube, it's no way we could put you in good spirits dealing with your kids if you have kids. It's no way. It is no, yo, people, I'm telling you, it's no way, man. It ain't no way. It ain't no way in God's green earth, man, that you could talk about you got kids. Never mind. But we gonna bomb on that bozo too. You know, we gonna get back on him. We gotta. I want to keep installing in your brain, like, yo, listen. This is. What do we got to say? Cause I see OG already dragging him. OG Bobby Johnson dragging him. I ain't, you know what I mean? I ain't got to overkill. Wax Dog dragged him already. I ain't got to overkill. Who else dragged him? Blind Pain packed him up, sent him home. So it was just like, you know what? Let me come in another angle and drop a little bit of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Drop a little bit of knowledge on the dog. You know what I'm saying? He from Asbury Park. You know what I'm saying? Drop a little knowledge on the God. You dig? Because when you hear him talk, right, you gotta know that it's an issue with him. You got to know it's a problem. You got to know this. You got to know that his elevator do not go upstairs. I mean, it ain't me, people. The whole YouTube know it. The whole YouTube know it. And then the sad part for me, right? So, what, my last live I want to say, he threw my live on his live. While he was live, he was streaming my live. While I was live, he was playing my live on his live. Right? You know, I don't complain about that. That ain't about nothing. That's free promotion. But yet, I seen the video where my man OG Bobby Johnson, aka SRB Johnny, was playing his live in his chat. Yo, he was so mad. Yo, he was tight. He was tight, people. Yo, he was tight. Yo, what he playing my love. He doing everything I'm doing. And this and like, yo, dude, pump your brakes. You ain't getting paid for none of that. How you mad at somebody doing what you doing? Hey, yo, and I told y'all, when you look in his chat, that's all he had was mob ties. It was 3 mob ties in his chat. There's 3 people typing in his chat. That's a fact. 3 people typing in his chat. You know what I mean? And it's sad, because he be thinking he popping. Yeah, I'm this, and he tells a story that y'all already know that we would never figure it out, right? We'd never figure the story out. He gives an anonymous name. We'd never know who that is. He's supposed to ran down on somebody. Like, you just can't make this up. You can't make it up. He'd talk about you, then be your friend. You can't make it up, people. You can't make it up. That's a whole fact. Definitely can't make it up. Word. Salute to my guys at Audio on live again. Like I said, make sure y'all go like, share, subscribe to my man Artie, man. Word up. You got Rich Martinez. Rich Martinez is live. Make sure y'all go like, share, and subscribe to Rich Martinez. You know what I mean? If you're a music head, go tap in. She live right now. She doing her thing. That's a fact. My man OG Bobby Johnson, my man El Plaga doing the get right. My man doing the get right. Word. So I see that's pretty much in my algorithm that's live. You know what I mean? So other than that, you dig? I don't know. I just seen my little summer league. I catch that on a rebound. My Knicks playing with the summer league squad playing. It's looking like it's gonna be something. Like it's gonna be mucho problemos. You dig? It's gonna be mucho problemos. But yeah, let me just go ahead and and play around with it. Real quick. You know, listen to some bozo words coming from some bozo heads. You dig? I had some fun with it. You know what I mean? That's all you could do. Pretty much had some fun with it. Word up. So we gonna do that. You just like I said, man. Only thing you could do, man, is just at the end of the day, you know, you break their words down on them. That's how you do that. That's easy. You know what I mean? That's easy. That's easy. You want to know why you call New Jersey gay dirty? You said you don't like him representing Jersey. Like you just spilled the beans. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna lie. All right, so I'm gonna start right here with the Velo slander from Shantae. Again, just wanted to get the people who ain't hear it. This is when he jumped on my live about maybe a year ago. You know what I mean? And y'all tell me, do y'all see the same antics that he's pulling today? Y'all tell me. Y'all be the judge to it. Y'all be the judge to it.
Oh, it's just a phoniness, man. I don't like that tough Tony talking shit. I told him before because I went on his live before and I asked him because he was at the beach. He was at the Jersey Shore Boardwalk and he was like, pull up You know what I'm saying? I'm out here, hit me in my DM, I ain't hard to find. And I'm like, who is he talking to? What the fuck? He ain't saying no name, so I called him up. I'm like, yo, who was you talking to that day? He didn't even know. He couldn't even answer that shit. So I'm like, yo, man, check this out. Yo, all that tough Tony talk shit that you be doing, like all this rah-rah shit, niggas that really live this life don't want to hear this type of shit, bro. Like, just be you, my nigga. Just be you. Just be the cool, calm, collected dude and shit, man. If you want to talk some shit about sports or your favorite rapper or you know what I'm saying, whatever the case might be, you know what I'm saying, or I just did this to my house and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk that shit, but as far as this street shit, it's not your lane, bro. Stevie Wonder can see this shit. This is not for you, my nigga. So stop talking like this.
So now let me pause it there. Hearing that, right? And moving forward to 2025, do it sound like Shantae is being a hater? It sounded like it was being a hater. And this is 15 to 12 months ago. And he still got it in his blood. Can't make this up.
This is not for you, my nigga. So stop talking like this. I got somebody in the chat right now, my man Rob in the chat. He want to box Artie and shit. You feel me? So those two wind up already and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that tough Tony talk, son, whatsoever, son. Son met my son for 5 minutes and you consider him your brother. You met my son for 5 minutes, B. And you put that shit on live and video and all that shit. You came up on the block for 5 minutes, son. What are you talking about, dude? Nah, man, stop all that tough Tony talk, this mob tie shit, this and that. Nobody know you. First of all, Buck, wasn't he claiming Jersey and Patterson in the beginning of the scene?
Oh,
Bella.
I don't even know, man. I think the last time that I heard of the fellow when he was pulling up, you know what I mean, on our joint, 050 joint,
yeah.
Pulling up.
In the beginning, he was shouting out Patterson and all that shit. So right. I started giving him a shout out in the chat. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? P-Town, Jersey, all day and shit.
Right.
And to find out, he on the outskirts and shit. So I'm like, all right, no doubt. I'm like, no doubt. Whatever, you know, he's still Jersey and shit. This nigga got the nerve to tell me on his live the other day that he never repped Patterson. He never said that he was from Jersey. I said, God damn, this nigga can't run with his lives at all, bro. Like, I'm like, right. Oh man, like the nigga, hold on, but like the nigga that lied about having his own trucking company. Niggas Google that LLC, that name of the company on his truck. This is.
All right, let's get to this. First and foremost, Shantae not even from Patterson. He's from Asbury Park or Neptune, one of those. Right? Second of all, why do you think it's okay, and I asked him this in the live, to go behind a grown man back and pretty much Google what he got going on? I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. Because in the live, he's gonna say, "Oh, it's not personal." That gotta be personal.
So this is the word that I'm getting and shit. That ain't his company. The nigga lied about having a pizzeria.
Hold on, let me stop you right there. So you mean to tell me niggas went as far as Googling the man LLC and that's not his company?
Yeah, you know how the company trumps and number be on the side of the or like on the door handle and shit, like on the door. Yeah, niggas Google all that shit. That shit ain't. That shit ain't. You know how black people do, boy. You know how folks on the internet, period. Folks
right. So
they go investigate.
So you think you know, you think that's cool to go as far as Googling somebody's company to see if he's lying or telling the truth? What did you gain out of that?
No, I didn't do that shit. I didn't do that shit personally.
But I'm just saying, just know
You see where he sound corny at? Because he didn't do it, right? He ain't the one who did it. But he the one that's trying to take credit for it. Oh yeah, we Googled this and we found out. If you ain't do it, why you jacking somebody else's movie? Why the person who did do it and get up there and own that? You getting up there talking about it like, yeah, you know, I did this and I did that, and you ain't do nothing. That wasn't even your movie. Somebody else did it. If that, you might have did it and just throwing somebody else underneath the bus.
It gives me more evidence that he's a fraud ass nigga. You saying that you got your own company and shit, it gives me more evidence that you a fraud ass nigga. He's showing off one video, he was showing off his jewelry. I know jewelry. That shit.
Now I got a question. Another one. How did that make Velo look like a fraud ass nigga? And you going around looking up his personal information, don't that make you look like a rat ass nigga? Like, I'm just saying that's the question. Like, if you running around gathering up information about somebody's personal information, doesn't that make you suspect? Ain't that like you doing police work? I'm just saying, there's no way you talking about that made him look like a fraud. Let him keep hanging himself.
I know jewelry. That shit was bang bang, my nigga. That shit was moissanite. The type of watch that he had on. And the accessory and the other jewelry that he had on with it was silver. What the fuck? This nigga got a moissanite watch on with silver on? Like, this shit was disgusting, bro. But anyway, that shit gave me more evidence that he's a fraud ass nigga. You lying about running your own business when you don't. Just keep it real, dog. How hard is it to keep it real?
So let me ask a question. So now if he go back and return and do all kind of homework on you and bring it up and do all this. Now, mind you, we going through all this fugazi-ish as it is. So now if he come back and look up or has somebody look up your information, where you from, what kind of job you got, would he be wrong for that?
No, I mean, he could do whatever the
All right, now let me what's the name that? So now what I'm getting at, right, people, is his definition of being a fraud is a nigga getting up here and lying, right? Now I'm sure at least 10 people from this sector could get up here and tell a story on how Shantae just be lying. So doesn't that make him a fraud? If he say Velo is a fraud because he be up here lying, doesn't that make Shantae a fraud as well because all he do is lie? That's all Shantae do is lie. And then run behind YouTube. Oh, no, we just making jokes. No, it's just that. No, you's a buster. Every time we turn around, you will, just like with the females, you be all in the background calling females line. You know what I'm saying? You run around hitting Eve line like not long ago. Let's just say that. Not long ago. You dig what I mean? But yet you'll get up here and you chase clout so much for YouTube and to be relevant and you want to be known and you ain't going nowhere fast. That's a fact. Nowhere fast.
Would he be wrong for that?
No, I mean, he could do whatever the fuck he wants. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't look that shit up myself. I didn't.
So pretty much what I'm getting at is all content and nothing personal, nothing, you know.
No, it can never be personal because I don't know the man personally. You know what I'm saying? I met him through hair and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like what I dislike from dude is him coming up on YouTube with this tough Tony character, and he's not like that. Like, just stop it. Like, he's literally on camera talking about, yeah, pull up. You see what you like? You at the Jersey Shore boardwalk. Ain't nothing but family and kids walking around you, and you talking about, yeah, pull up. You see where I'm at? Hit my DM. Pull up. I already know what it is. Pull up. Talking greasy. Like, so I asked him. I said, bro, who was you talking to that day? Oh, I don't even know. I don't even remember. Exactly, my nigga.
Oh, exactly. So he was talking to you?
No, he wasn't talking to nobody. He was just doing that shit just to act tough. That's what I'm telling.
So now, as we hear, right? I clearly asked him, was he talking to you? He said no. So why did you feel like you had to respond to someone that wasn't even talking to him? Or was he talking to you, telling you to pull up, and you ain't pull up? Stand on that. You dig? I think that's what happened.
I'll tell you, that's what I'm telling you, John. Tell you, Buzz, this nigga just doing this shit just to talk, just to try to be like us, my nigga. When we don't even do that shit. Bucks, I can't picture you. I can't picture you at the fucking boardwalk being like, yeah, niggas, what's poppin'? That nigga see where I'm at the boardwalk right now and shit. What's poppin'? Pull up, man. Pull up, nigga. Where y'all niggas at right now? Nigga, pull up, nigga. Pull up. Bucks, I can't see that shit coming from you, my nigga. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't see that shit coming from a nigga like that. I can see that shit coming from a brother like I can't see that shit coming. I just can't see that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't even get a passage knowing that, you know, that's not his lifestyle. He's not a civilian. You know what I'm saying? He doing what he need to do. You know what I mean? He a monetized channel. Obviously, he doing something.
Yeah, he is a civilian and staying in that civilian lane and shit. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you try to talk this gangster lifestyle, now I got a problem with that shit. You feel me? You ain't got
personally, I don't think you should have a problem with that, me personally, man. You know what I'm saying? My thing, this is just me. You already know. You know what I'm saying?
I always had a problem with that stuff, though, Bucks. I ain't even going on.
Ever since grade one, I understand that, and I know that. So me knowing a little bit about you, I'm trying to tell you again, sometimes, homie, you can't worry about how another dude is going to do what they do.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that.
But you must understand.
Now, that's just me dropping jewels on a young lady. You know, because, you know, people, you know, they tend to kind of forget. And I wouldn't say put them in a place, but just bring them back down to reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, just bring them back down to reality. And when you do the math to certain situations, and you don't learn from it, it's a problem. You know what I mean? It's a problem. Right? And when you start trying to figure out what's what, how this gonna turn out, how that's gonna turn out, that's another problem. Because I'm a firm believer, when you enter any situation, you should already have an exit plan, some type of exit strategy. You should have some type of knowledge or science on that matter that you're dealing with. So now when it all unfolds, you already know what you got to do. Like, you already know what you got to do. Then it be the ones you know, that how would I say, you got those that take credit for like malice situations, if y'all understand what I'm saying. Like the point I'm trying to get at is that you have a person who's supposed to have put work in on somebody else, but yet they turn around and they go put work in on an innocent bystander. And then they walk out the door wanting they flowers, saying that they put in work and they did this and they did that. Right? So what I'm getting at, people, is, you know, again, I tuned into the homeboy Mikey B. Make sure y'all go like, share, subscribe to Hood Love TV. You know what I mean? And I would like to end it on this note. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because when you do the science and the math to that whole situation dealing with Mikey B and his childhood friends, Mikey B learned something from it. You know what I mean? Like I said, he chose freedom. No matter what was the reason that make him choose or choose freedom, it doesn't matter. He chose freedom. Right? So for a man to get up on the YouTube platform and show remorse of his actions, that's a stand-up individual. That's an individual that stand on law. You know what I mean? That's an individual that stand on law. You understand? You can't ignore that. But what we also can't ignore, right, is that when you turn around and you make these decisions on freedom or maybe freedom, you got to ask yourself, you got to question a lot, to be real with you. Right? So you say, "God, I was wrong for even putting a person in that type of situation." Damn, Bucks, why you say that? Why you was wrong? Because now I gotta jack whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I put a person in a predicament or in a situation and it turns out to go left, that rides with me. Right? Because that same person can go and spread bad dope. Yeah, I did that, retaliation, whatever, whoop-de-woo, and, you know, you stick your chest out, you know, you feel like you bust a movie. And then you turn around, your name is going to be tied to that movie. You understand? So when you dealing with situations as such, and then you hold it in, because this been going on for a minute. It's been going on for a minute. It's been going on. And then now you get the courage, now you say, yo, listen, you know what, man? Gloves is off. Because you know how much energy you waste trying to cover up for somebody else, and they dead wrong. You know, when they right, you ain't got to wait. Yo, listen, I said what I said. That's it. It's on y'all not to. You dig? Like, you ain't got to go through that. That's what I said. That's what it is. Period. But when you tell that lie, you got to go ahead and keep reforming, keep reshaping, keep relying. You got to keep doing them things. So as we see, these are the things that, you know what I'm saying, that Mike B had to do. He had to keep reshaping, reliving, checking people when he know at the end of the day that, you know what I'm saying? So, example, it was one live I watched some lives ago, and Mikey B was taking up for the dude Ty or Fly Ty or, you know, whatever have you. Zip with the drip hit him on blast and said, yo, you said he was a rat. Mikey B just, nah, I didn't say that. Then, you know, that was content. But the moral of that content, Diamond Shooter salute, the moral of that content, people, is how somebody is putting their neck on the line for a situation that is really true. It's really true. Now moving forward, everything comes out. Calm as a mother. Everything comes out. Everything. Now, you got Bad Mikey exposing everything. Bad Mikey even said both of the brothers told on him. You see how that worked? Two stand-up guys, very popular in their area, in their neck of the woods, should I say, very popular. They used the popularity to get through the ranks. And we can't get mad, people. This goes on every day. It goes on every day. It's sad to say, but this one goes on every day. You got these people, they slithered through the ranks, and then when they get to the position that they at, all they got to do is tell tales. That's all they got to do is tell tales. Now, this is a scary situation, right? And as I'm watching it, I'm like, wow. You know, I try to figure, like, not more or less what's that feeling like, but like, how did you swallow that? Pause. Because that was a low blow. Boom. You know, you already bidding, you doing your thing. You get this guy, he come on live. He brags about a movie he did to an innocent bystander. And as he's bragging about the movie, that innocent bystander child goes in the comment section and comment. Tough. Tough. And even then, I heard Mikey B say something. My bad. Bad Mikey. I heard Bad Mikey say something. And it made sense. Like, you didn't even reach out and give them no bread. Because deep down in your heart, you know what that was about. That wasn't for the cause. You did that because. Not for the cause. Because. Then you got Bad Mikey. Again, his name is wrapped all around that. Now he has to talk on the behalf of the victim, because that's what he did. Mikey B in the building. Salute. Yo, great show earlier, man. Dope show, man. You already know, man. When you get in your bag like that, man, you awesome, my guy. You awesome. If they don't get that lesson, you know what I mean? They just ain't gonna get it. Make sure y'all go like, share, and subscribe to my guys, big bro Mikey B, aka Bad Mikey, Hood Love TV. Make sure y'all go like, share, and subscribe. You know what I mean? Dope content. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dope. Not just gonna talk about this content, but this one right here, it shakes the building. This content. because this is in-house. You dig? So again, I just speak from the view of what I accept from words. You know what I mean? Meaning, this is Mikey B's story. This is what Mikey B's saying. So I try not to do a full recap on it, but I just try to bring forth an understanding from my view on it. You understand? And it's nasty. Because that had to been a low blow. Boom. Yo, listen, yo, old boy online talking about the movie, blah, blah, blah. And then old boy kids is in the chat. Did y'all just hear that? So now the aggressor is out, from my understanding, doing his little 1-2. Aggressor 1A is still incarcerated. So now you have to be like, hold on, wait a minute. You sit back, you do your bid, and you get in tune with yourself. Like, yo, you know what? That was senseless. And to hear that come from a man that done got shot up, as he tell y'all, then did 27 years, as he tell y'all, deal with all kind of trauma due to the 27 years, as he tell y'all, and he's able to be out here walking, managing the business, writing books, into the music, get up and put his 8 hours in. What can you say to that? But yet know all that's on the line. So we're the way to come forth and know and understand that, yo, this physical transportation, right, learned his lesson. That's what it's about. Long story short, learning your lesson. We all get that, right? You learn your lesson. But when you got the things that was done in the past, reshape yourself. Remember the lie. Reshape yourself. The re-lie. Now you got the, wow. You got the woosah situation for a minute. So with all that being said, these are the people, again, if you were around the area, if you in the community, you have a lot of these type of dudes that'll get up there, commit senseless crime, pat themselves on the back like they put in work, and then they go brainwash one of your relatives, one of your siblings, one of your children's, even grown men. Now you out there putting in work for somebody that's not gonna put that same work in. Just being honest, in my man Mikey B voice, they not gonna put that same work in. And then, right, as you watching it now, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. And that be the one, right? This, I always say this, man. Hold my name down when I'm not around. That's a fact. Because if you don't do so, now you got to travel with this message that potentially have spam in it. You know, it has spam in it. It's just a fact. So now you got to know and understand, right? You got to say, yo, that's bad. That's bad dope. That's bad dope. Because if you don't tell them that, how they gonna know? We go back to what's going on in the sector. If you don't tell guys like Shantae, yo, this is just bad dope, how they gonna know? I don't think you should be up there, oh yeah, such and such, and oh yeah, to the opposition, I ain't got no problem with them, but you know, no, that's bad dope. It's bad dope. Because you have to know and understand that, right? These are the same people that, again, your kids, you know, we like the flashy. Oh, what they doing? Oh, they getting money. Oh, oh, they getting to the money up. Now here they go, not knowing no better. They gonna follow suit. It might be the realest thing that ever crossed these people, you know, doorstep. But are the ones that's supposed to be held accountable, that's, you know, to that higher level, the big dog, the guy, why they're not holding that same accountability when it comes to being held accountable? It's not the same energy. Why is it cool for me to stand on law and go to jail for a situation that you did, but at the end of the day, when it's your turn to step up to the plate and do the same thing, you throwing a mic in your mouth, you telling on everything moving? It don't make sense. It just don't. And it's a bad disease because it's treading fast. Vic, salute. You know what I'm saying? It's just treading fast, man. And for the people that look at this situation, right? Check this out. I guarantee you, because I heard somebody put in Mikey B chat, this is what's mind-blowing. Somebody put in Mikey B chat that Fly Tie's still good in Queens. It's a fact. I heard Mikey B rebuttal to it. Like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Like, this is the conversations being had. You got guys who move around in this manner. They're still good to go back to their hometown. They still good to go back to their block. And I'm sure 80% of the block know these same allegations. I'm sure of it. But yet, then it goes away. Or you might hear, he ain't telling on me. Or you might hear, I ain't know that to be true. Or you might hear, I ain't see no paperwork. Like, you will hear a whole bunch of excuses. That's a fact. You'll hear a whole bunch of excuses, people. And it should just be right is right, wrong is wrong. It's a fact. Stand on law. It's a whole fact. You cannot. Let me see, how can I say this, man? You cannot live on this world with the mindset of do dirt and you don't get dirt thrown back on you. It's impossible. It's impossible. Before you leave this earth, yeah, that part. That part. So now you got Queen Slip. I don't think he's going to talk about this story. Why? I don't know. People need to hear this. Joe Buttons. I didn't hear them talk about this story yet. Why? I don't know. People need to hear this. They have these big platforms, but they have selective content, or they're biased to certain individuals, but yet to trash and drag everybody else. I don't get it. I just don't. It's nasty work. It's definitely nasty work. Because, check this out, right? And we gonna pack it up on this note, people. Can you imagine how many people they may have turned out in Atlanta? Because you know the people out in Atlanta, they don't know no better. They don't know you. They don't have a clue. They don't know nothing about nothing. Whole clean slate. I was John Gotti in New York, and that's when they go jack on Atlanta. My man was John Gotti in New York. It's that simple, people. It happens every day. That's a fact. It happens every day, man. That's a fact, Tavon. That's a whole fact. They control the whole narrative, the everything going on. They could control your situation. Word. And the sad part about it, right? That's not even the sad part, Tavon. The sad part is that when it becomes your childhood friends, that's the sad part. When it becomes your childhood friends, people, it's crazy. It's crazy. When it becomes your childhood friends, yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Because, you know, these are people, man, that you done went to war for. You know what I mean? People would have went to war. That's the whole fact. They would have went to war, man. Probably with no second guessing nothing. I guarantee you that. With no second guessing nothing. That's a whole fact. No. With no second guessing nothing. And you can't tell them that they not doing it. You can't tell them that they're not doing it, people. They gonna look at you like you the one. Word up, you are the one. You are the one that pretty much it's like nobueno.com. This is why when you grow up, right? You got to know how to stay away. That's just the bottom line of it, man. You got to know how to stay away. Because if you don't know how to stay away, people, you going to be in the way. and sometimes being in the way. I don't even know what else to say to that. That's a fact. I don't even know what to say to that. You did? I don't know what to say to that at all. Because once you start mingling and you know doing your 1-2, you don't know what kind of beef you adapt come from somebody else. You don't know that. Yeah, that's a fact, Tavon. It's a fact. You know, you got guys like that. They make it cool. You know, and not to blame them, but they do play a part in making that and making it cool, making it okay for you to go ahead and turn on your friend, knowing you guilty of the crime, and then they get mad at you because you'll tell the truth and you stand on law, and they get mad at you on it. Word, get mad because you ain't, you know, supporting the lie. You know what I'm saying? Like they get upset just because you not supporting the lie. That's the crazy thing about it. That's the sickening part. So, hey, yo, Wax Dog, how long? Like, have you been heard this? That kind of noise surrounding them dudes out there? You know, Wax Dog, he from Queens, a Queens native. And I want to know, how, was this, you know, kind of stories circulating Queens for some time, or it just starts surfacing? Well, I want to know that. Like, is this one of those where no one had no knowledge and it just starts surfacing, or it's like, yeah, this thing been going on for some time now, man. You know, like everybody knew about it, but they just tuck their tail on it until it bites them. You know what I'm saying? Until it bites them, then they'll speak. But until then, if they reaping whatever they reaping, whatever they gaining, you know what I mean? That'll be on them. That's a fact. That'll be on them. It's sad, but true. Word up, people. It's sad, but it's true. It is sad, but so true, man. Word. Sad, but so true. That's why they say you gotta watch. I mean, it's sad to say it, but you at the time, you got to know and understand, right? That for you to question someone you grew up with, loyalty, right? When someone else degrade their loyalty and you still stand up and fight, knowing that your childhood friends did bad, that tells a lot about your character, man. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot. It says a lot. And the sad part about it is the people who jag it, that tells you a lot about them. They say, oh, well, you can't say that, or you can't say this. Everybody is not the same, and all that, blah, 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 all that. That's good money. The people who agree to that is the people who attend to it. That's a fact. The people who agree to that, they attend to it. You can't tell me if you walking down the street with a known crackhead and they seeing you days in a row with this known crackhead that the word surrounding on the street is not going to be you smoking crack. I mean, let's just keep it real. No, it don't gotta be that, but that's what the word is gonna be on the street. You smoking crack, yo. You with this crackhead nigga? You might get a play or two. Alright, nah, he ain't, he probably getting money. Then that runs out. Then now they looking at you, your body deteriorating. You like, yo, hold on, wait a minute. What's the word? Like, for one, what do you and this crackhead even have in common? Yeah, this thing has been. Hey yo, Tavon, you got dudes coming up. They not even hustling. So it's a different kind of hustle. A different kind of telling. Different kind of crimes. You get caught with those white collar crimes. You ain't really gonna do no time. Then your first bid probably be in a federal institution. So that's kind of, that probably works in your favor. You might do about 5 years. Compared to you getting caught up with some joints up in the state where these dudes is hustling, digging in they, you know what I mean? Like, it's a big difference. It's a big difference now. But now, telling is at an all-time high, people. This is why you must know how to separate yourself from certain individuals. I don't care if you grew up with them. That little one thing could give your name and what you represent a bad reputation. So when you look at Mikey B, you got to say, damn, not only, he had to live with the fact that they told on him, but now as you move forward, this thing is just replaying itself out. Now Mikey B could be living, or should I say reliving, what he went through the last 27 years of his life behind that G-Wall. That's the part that we don't really take serious. We don't take that part serious of it all. Because this is what happens. You relive what you once went through 20 to 30 years ago. And for some, you gotta, thank the man upstairs that you even alive to correct your wrongs. But some people don't live long enough to do so. They don't live long enough. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to you. It's one challenge that I know who am I, but just being a real nigga, a challenge that, pretty much Mikey B put out there. Like, yo, what are you doing for old boy kids? Like, did you send them out something? Did you show remorse for a situation that didn't have to take place? No, these are the things that, when you becoming a man, these are the decisions that you can make on your own. Ain't got to be loudly done, but it should be done. So these are the things, people, that that we have to not ignore. We got to take very serious. You understand? Because situations like this is at an all-time high. You ask the question, damn, who really winning in these streets? It's clear. Who's really winning in these streets? Let's go down a line. Let's go down a list of people who we know who did bad, but they are in a situation where it looks like they winning for the now. Let's just talk about YouTube. You got the Adam 22s, right? They feel like they winning by making content on someone else's misery. Look at Vlad. You know, these are channels I bring up, people, because you know and understand that it was backlash behind these channels. Dudes saying they setting them up, he police, he this. Look at Whack No Hundreds. Same thing. Look at all these West Coast dudes that's out there right now that's doing the same old thing, making plays, dudes blowing their fingers off. Like, it's at an all-time high, goofy-ish. These are the dudes that's winning on the streets right now. And it has to be some type of cure. It has to be. Because this is not... Man, listen. This thing is spraying like wildfire. I mean, just keeping it real, man. Being honest, my man Mikey B voice. This trend is spreading like wildfire. You know, even when you look what's going on YouTube. You know, you got these guys that come up here on YouTube with no destination. They just come up here because it's free to do. You press the live and then you make an a-hole yourself. That simple. That easy. You straight make an a-hole yourself. And then when you start moving on in time, it gets worse. Yeah, it gets worse, people. Like, these are the things that, like, it's a growing disease. It's not nothing that... Not now anyway. You come up with a solution and you say, all right, cool. Because the same ones that's causing all this destruction, it's the ones that's, you know, they get into the money on. You know what I mean? They get into the money on. You get people turning face. I know I don't see none. You know, they get that money on slits on. They don't see none. So these are the people that's winning in these streets. You know, we ain't talking about the guys who get up in the morning, go to work, take care of their kids, make sure everything's where it's supposed to be, dealing with your household. You're not getting these type of bozos. You getting bozos that want to run down on you, just I mug you, don't say nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it get crazy. And then when you turn around and then you be the aggressor, then they looking at you like, yo, you like, nah, because these are the people that's getting silenced. The people that's winning is the people that's running around stunting hard. Again, look at Whack No Hundreds, stunting hard. Probably can't rub shoulders with them people upstairs the way you talk about how you rub shoulders with them. You tell us that. When you go back up there, it's a whole different story. Look what they doing to Puff Daddy. Like, these are things that, you know, one thing for sure, two things for certain, right? I'm a firm believer, and Mikey B said this, and I have said this plenty of times. Gang culture is created by them people upstairs, people. They planted this. Them people upstairs planted gang culture. Look it up. I'm just being honest. J. Edgar Hoover, he had a big role in the Crips coming up. A big role. Coming up, people. I lie to you not. Hide your conscience, salute, my God. Appreciate the pull up. Or salute, whether you female or male or female, salute. Appreciate the pull up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, people? So it's all about staying in your lane, call a spade a spade. In this life we live in now, man, you got to be okay with rubbing somebody the wrong way. Unless you be the one to sit there and let them pee on you, then tell you it's raining. Either or. Either or. But it gotta stop. It just gotta stop. You gotta do the math to it, people. This just don't happen overnight. It just don't happen overnight. This thing been going on forever. Like I just told you, y'all go do the story, the history on J. Edgar Hoover when it came down to the Crips or Craigs, however they want to pronounce it. He played the heavy role, as well played the heavy role in the demise of the Black Panthers as well. Rest in peace to Fred Hampton. Salute to Fred Hampton. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at that and you fast forward now, that's what they do. They're straight take the top. Once you take that top off, everything is there for the taking. Everything is there. Yo, I appreciate that, how your content. That's a fact. I appreciate that, man. Or you know, female or male, my apology, but I appreciate that. Because people need to hear this, man. You know what I'm saying? We get into our, you know, into our having fun and the ish and the giggles. But it's always, you know, some mental nourishment behind me, man. You know, even when I talk about guys like Shantae, it's always somewhere, you know, you could jump off my live, you know, go give yourself a little 10 to 5 minutes, sit down, you know, just you. You know what I mean? And think back about that live, and, you know, and you could say, yo, you know, it's a lot of truth to that. Because that's all you could do. You know, like nowadays, you only got room for that, man. Anything else is gonna be irrelevant. Anything else, people, it's gonna be irrelevant. Trust me when I tell you. Look what my title says. Those are the one they winning. They control the algorithm. Look what goes on YouTube. You come up here on YouTube, you could tell a bozo you gonna get him rich in less than an hour. That bozo gonna believe you. It happens every day on YouTube, people. These people are running around and put a situation on your name, and they act like they lit, and all they doing is you know, pretty much lying. They lying. They got a lot of kicking. You see how that work hand in hand? You come right to YouTube. Everything that I'm saying, you'll see it here in this sector. They throw away all that good-ish that you doing out there and slander you with some buffoonery. Like I got somebody now waste so much time in trying to look up my name, figure out this, figure out that. Like, what? Like, really though? What am I not seeing? But these are the things that go on. Wasting talent. Just change the game. You know, where I come from, bad or good, people, once you start indulging in those type of antics, something is going down. But this is YouTube. People is not coming up here to try to better themselves. They're not coming up here to socially network. They have no blueprint. I'm watching OG Bobby Johnson live, right? This is an example. Clearly, we know that OG Bobby Johnson TV was not on the floor. Now, we're watching this. But Shantae comes with, oh, his TV's on the floor and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Now, check this out, right? The moral of that example is that I'm pretty sure that that's OG Bobby Johnson's spot. You got somebody like Shantae who don't even have their own spot. Name ain't on not near the lease, not near nothing. Not a near nutter powder. But he got so much to say about somebody. Like, ain't that strange? That's hate, people. Ain't no way around that. That's what you consider to be hate. What I look like walking, don't own nothing, but I walk by somebody and they driving and I make mockery of their vehicle. It just don't add up. And this is what goes on in real life. It goes on in real life, people. People got to stop ignoring it. You got the people that ignore it and you got the people that entertain it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why this sector is not going to go nowhere, because it's shit sad, man. You know what I mean? It's sad, yo. You know what I mean? But, you got YouTube. They're about to shake it up, man. They're about to shake it up. They're about to shake it up for those who want to run around. You know what I mean? And be in the way, because that's all that be, man. These people be in the way, man. These people who seen themselves fail. Because that's what it be. You know what I mean? These people, they see themselves fail. So they take the easy way out. Oh, no, I'm not doing it for that. I'm not doing it for this. And I'm not doing it. Yeah, you're not doing it for that because you don't understand that you can't accomplish that. So you go the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? You go the easy way out. Whatever floats they boat. You dig? But they'll tell you who they are if you just watch. So all you got to do is watch. Because your biggest homie could be doing bad. And I'm not talking about bad meaning living-wise. Bad meaning throwing that mic in his mouth, sitting in that one little room, getting offered a bag of chips or a soda or something. Ron BX, salute. You know what I mean? I'm talking about that kind of bad. Yeah, that's a fact. Beautiful night out, man. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful night out, man. Grass looking good, man. You understand what I'm saying? Getting a nice breeze. Just relaxing, man. And trying to make something happen, man. You know what I mean? Trying to make something happen. I went on earlier, Ron BX, in my little sports situation. Talking about the sports. What you think about how they blackballing Mark Jackson, man? What you think about that? What you think about how they blackballing Mark Jackson, Ron BX? And not only that, right? We sidebar people. We go sidetrack a little bit, go talk about some sports a little bit before I get up out of here. For the Knicks fans, would y'all make that trade with Milwaukee, that's one. What you think about that, Ron BX? Would you make a trade with Milwaukee and give up? Or who would you give up? If you make the trade with Milwaukee, who would you give up? And do you feel like they blackballing Mark Jackson? For a while now, right? Yeah, I said the same thing. I want to know why. I want to know why, and I want to know who blackballing them. You know what I mean? Like I mean, come on. And you know what got me tight? What got me tight, right? Is that you get people like Mike Brown, right? You see Mike Brown, you know, he got the coaching job. Why you ain't add Mark to your assistant coaching staff? Now check this out. Now, I agree, right? I agree, Ron BX, but this is my take on it. Why gut your whole roster out to have nothing? If, like, for one, we got to start with Brunson. Brunson got to get that ball up. There's no way that you could, you know what I'm saying, be that, and you didn't get the opportunity to go do just what you are, that. That's a fact. Mike Brown won't get them back to them. I can say this, Ron BX. The team is there stacked for him already. All he got to do is point fingers. The team is there for him already. He ain't got to do much. All he got to do is just point fingers. That's it. He ain't got to do too much of nothing. Word. All he got to do is, and I'm sure before he took the job or whatever, they probably explained to him what's their plans moving forward. And I'm sure he want Karl Anthony Towns on that spot with a Giannis. I wouldn't put Cat in that trade. I'd give it to Mitchell Robinson, Mikal Bridges, Deuce McBride, there. But I leave OG, Brunson, and Cat. They're untouchable, man. That's just me. They'll be untouchable in my book. OG, Cat, and Brunson will be untouchable. I will be building around them. How's your constant? I appreciate that. Yeah, because, you know, and that's what the league do to you. The league will have you thinking you better than what you really are. Mikal is a plug-in player. Let him come off the bench. He's a plug-in player. He's not no player where, you know, you rely on his offense. No. You rely on his defense more than his offense. He's just a defensive-minded guy that got a little offense with him. Yeah, that, you know what I'm saying though? I wouldn't gut. And I think the Knicks know they messed up. Because if you ask me, Josh Hart is a better all-around player than Mikal Bridges. That's a fact. If you install in Josh Hart head, he's the man offensively. I think a couple of repetitions, you know, reps of him going at it offensively, getting his shots up, he better than Mikal Bridges. we did our thing. We did our thing. Ron BX, the Knicks is looking great. The bench is like, and that's all Mike Brown got to do. Come in there and run a different system, meaning let that bench get some burn. Word. Let them get some burn. Let those dudes on that bench get them splinters out they bottom. You dig? Let them get them splinters out they bottom, man, and let them get ahead and go do what they do. Cause our second unit is mean. We gotta set is mean. Now you go let those guys play, right? And you leave the fourth quarter to your starters. Listen, son, y'all, take us home. You can't rely on your starters first, second, third, fourth quarter. You can't do that. This is why we get those 20-point leads and we let them, because by the time we get down to the bottom of the bottom, we tired. We didn't fought to get this 20. Now we got to fight. Like they tired. So he have to implicate that bench. That should be Mike Brown. And I like the fact that he demoted Jalen Brunson Pops. Yeah. He can't even sit on the same row. You see those guys that's like 2 rows behind, you know, they down with the organization, but they down with the organization 3 rows back. That's a fact. Rose go in the building. Yo, let me drop this link, man. Let me drop this link, get up here and talk our talk, man. See people pulling up. Yeah, that was a good signing, Rose. Clarkson was good money. Clarkson was good money. I like that Clarkson pickup. No, I mean, I just want to know how they gonna get him involved with Deuce McBride. I want to know how they gonna play them together. Throw Deuce at the 1, Clarkson at the 2. I want to bring back Shumpert. I like to bring him back. Yo, listen, I got a better question, man, and I need some participation for this one. I definitely do. Because I'm a firm believer. I think I don't understand it. When an owner is looking for the coach, what does that process look like? OG Bobby Johnson in the building, aka SRB Johnny. What's Papino? What does that look like? What does that process look like? You know what I'm saying? When you searching for a coach, like how you go by Van Gundy, Stan Van Gundy, Sam Cassell, Mark Jackson, Patrick Ewing. Like how you pass by these names and hire a Mike Brown? Mark Jackson is not good enough to be assistant coach. That's what they supposed to do. Ron BX, go off a coach's resume. You mean to tell me Mark Jackson resume don't give you head coach vibes? Ain't no coaches left. They all getting recycled. It's time to get coaches from college. I don't even think they prepping them coaches like that, man. Word. Like, look at Patrick Ewing, yo. I mean, so the Knicks stayed old. They went and got Mike Brown. How you overlook Mark Jackson and go to a Mike Brown? What those dudes in the locker room gonna say to a Mike Brown? Every time he got fired as a winning head coach? What is the problem? Why are you getting fired and you're winning? I wouldn't even say that, Ron BX. He known for more than that. We gotta give Marcus props, man. Mark is good with the younger guys, man. Mark is good with the younger guys. I'm gonna be real with you. Steph Curry owe Mark Jackson for the career he's having. That's a fact. Mark was the only one who had faith. You got to think about it. When Mark came over there and Steph came over there, you had Baron Davis was over there, I want to say. What's the dude name? His wife is Police. Oh, man. Ellis. Monte Ellis. Is that him? He was over there getting buckets. So the point guard room was it was so Mark had to make a decision and go with the youth, and he just made the right decision. Gotta think about it. Steph been in the league a long time now. He only been hot the past 10 years. You give Steph a decade, he been hot. He didn't come in on fire. He was injured. Mark still gave him the shot. Mark still gave him the keys. Because the coach before Mark that was there, I don't even know who. What's his name was still there? I want to say Don Nelson. I think Don Nelson was there coaching when Steph first got to Golden State. Yeah, that's a fact. He was hurt his first couple of years with Golden State. That's what I mean. Nigga had bad ankles. So that's why I'm saying, like, when you still, you still could produce and do what you're doing now, that was due to that coach having that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Having that kind of confidence in you. You know what I mean? As a coach, this is what you do when you bring confidence out of a player. And Mark Jackson is good for that. So Mark bring a lot of good things to a young organization, to a young team that's trying to grow and become champions. Mark has a winning pedigree. How you don't even add him to your assistant coaching staff? Mark is a better coach than Mike Brown, hands down. Mark is a better coach, hands down. Now, we could use Mark Jackson, Ron BX. We could use Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson go to Brunson, yo, dig, listen, you got to do less dribbling, man, get your guys involved. Brunson got to respect that. He can't respect that coming from no Mike Brown. Can't respect that coming from no Mike Brown, man. Yeah, that too. That too. Mark Jackson didn't get fired for his performance. He got fired because of his issues with the staff. Yeah. That's a fact. But that still shouldn't, it shouldn't interfere in his performance though. In his coaching ability. It shouldn't let Mike come in, coach these dudes and see where it goes. Yeah, but then you don't want to keep having a revolving door, man. When it come down to coaches, man. So I think Mike Brown is in he's in a situation where he should come in and flourish. You know what I mean? He should come in and flourish, man. Yeah, but what happened? Ain't get no ring. They ain't get no ring, Ron BX. So that don't mean nothing. That means that mean they ain't they ain't get that chip. Yeah, I'm not saying he won't hold it down. I'm just saying that it was better selections out there. Word, it was better selections out there. I think he could have did better. That's all. I think the owner could have did better. You know what I mean? He could have did better. Shit, I would have got Patrick Ewing. I would have went and got Patrick Ewing. Word up. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Y'all see the title. You know, I hope y'all coming in the building. I hope y'all hit the like button. I hope y'all share the live. You understand? Go subscribe to the channel, man. Go subscribe to the channel. Heavy on the like button. Need to be heavy on the like button. Salute to Trooper69. Appreciate the pull up. That sir is free, people. Hit that like button. It's free. You know what I mean? You ain't got to pay for it. It's free. You know what I mean? In that order, it's free. You dig? So y'all see the title, man. You know what I mean? Who's winning? You dig? Who's winning in these streets right now? Are the rats taking over? Are the rats taking over? Or are the civilians winning? I think the rats taking over. I think the rats are winning in the streets. I think the foul ones are winning in the streets. Dudes with no backbone, they winning in the streets. You get the fake thugs that come with a bag, throw money around. They winning in the streets. You know what I mean? So, what kind of solution can we come up with to at least identify to the problem? So that's what I like for y'all to leave in my comment section, man. Let me know, who winning in these streets, man. You know what I mean? Who's winning? You know what I mean? Leave it in my comment section. Let me know. Trooper69 said the ones getting to the bag is winning in these streets. Yeah. Yeah, the ones getting to the bag, they definitely winning. They definitely winning. They definitely telling too. Look what's going on in Queens. Them dudes was getting to a bag. They was getting to the money. They all the way in Atlanta turning up. Now look, they name all kind of crazy paperwork about them telling. These are dudes that's getting to the bag. You dig? And look, they tell it. That's a fact. They tell it. And these are the dudes. These ain't the dudes that's underneath the dudes. These are the dudes. These are the top shotters. You know what I'm saying? And they not even letting it play out. They just straight chilling. And some of them been telling. It's just because like Trooper 69 said, they get into the bag. So ain't nobody gonna say nothing. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Why would they say something? Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. They get into the bag. Why somebody, you know what I mean, ain't gonna say nothing. But them the ones that's telling though. Them the ones that's doing the street dirty, filthy. We said if people stop speaking on them, they become irrelevant. Well, yeah, no, Ron BX, but yet look at it from another view. You need more people to start talking about it to make them relevant, because you got to make people like that relevant. They relevant when they get into the bag. If you go to Queens right now, somebody dropped in Mikey B comment earlier. I was watching, and he talking about Fly Tie still good back in Queens. So you got to talk about that. They talk about the relevancy when they get into the bag and they on a high horse. We have to talk about the same way, the same thing on a downslide. That's just how that go. You dig? That's just how that go. You have to put somebody eardrums in a position, somebody eyes in the position where they can hear and see for themselves what's going on. Yeah. So they can hear and see for themselves what's going on. Black Afghanistan salute. Yeah, you know what I mean, Black? I mean, you got you. We get them they flowers. I get them dudes flowers, because I know the flowers die. You know what I mean? They get the flowers. They balling, they was doing their thing. They held Queens down. They're a big name. They've been in the music industry. A lot of the guys that's running around in the industry now is because of these guys. Wed, Nitty, Tata. So when they do wrong, we don't talk about it. When they go out bad, we don't talk about it. Look how they dragged Alpo. They talked about it. Why not? You have to bring some type of awareness, people. Word, you got to bring some type of awareness, man. You know what I mean? You got to bring some type of awareness. But we don't know that. We don't know that, Ron BX. You know what I'm saying? Somebody may scroll through, pop out, listen, and in their own livelihood, they can use this tool and throw it in their arsenal, man. You know what I'm saying? But my job is done. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna bring it to the light. You dig? Not to get too deep into it. Kind of somewhat about talk around it, because it has this has to be. Yo, listen. Just because you think people not listening doesn't mean you gotta shut up. Don't let that go over your head. Just because you feel they not listening doesn't mean you gotta shut up. Yeah, listen. I'm clear of that. I already know that. Like I said, I was at Mikey B Live, and dude said it. Yo, Tata's still good in Queens. These are the conversations we need to have, though, because that's messy. How you know somebody is going out bad, but yet you still hold them up here? You still hold them up there. It's going down. There's a gun out right now. Look. Niggas just letting it go. Yeah, though. You know what I mean? That's a fact. They watching. They watching and they listening. You see what I'm saying? They watching and they listening. Nah, Ron BX, the problem is people, they feel they not being heard, so they shut up. You know what I mean? They feel they not being heard, so they shut up. That's the problem. That's the problem. People see what's going on, and they turn the eye. That's the problem. That's the problem. Just being honest, my man Mikey B voice. That's the problem. And when you get money, it's business, not personal. But I'm justifying. I ain't justifying their wrongs. Yeah, I know that. I dig that. I know that. This is great dialogue. I mean, I love, you already know, man. I love the dialogue, man. That's a fact. You understand? But sometimes, again, when you feel as though that no one is listening, no one is watching, you disappear or you shut up. You ain't got to do neither or. Stay visible. Keep talking. That's the method. That's the remedy. Keep visible. Keep talking. That's a fact. That's the remedy. The poison come when you stop talking and you disappear. You know? So as y'all see that thumbnail, y'all leave it in the comment section. You know? Who y'all feel as though is winning in these streets of America. Dealing with all race. Latino, American. Yeah, you know what I mean? Salute to my man Spec in the building. Salute, my God. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that, and that's where we fell at with that. You know what I mean? Somebody is listening. Somebody gonna take heed. Somebody gonna know and understand. Right from wrong. You dig? Somebody gonna know and understand. Okay, I'm not being heard. I'm gonna speak louder. Somebody gonna understand. I'm not being seen. I'm gonna be more visible. They banging out. You know what I mean? And then in areas that we would consider to be the hood, that's what goes on though, man. You're turning a blind eye. Dude get into a bag. We ain't got too much bad stuff to say about him because it's gonna be a time when you're gonna need him. City Bama salute. Appreciate the pull up. It's gonna be a time when you're gonna need him. You know what I mean? It's gonna be that. You dig? You know, you got somebody that's gonna, yo, you gonna ruin my reputation. Nah, I ain't gonna let that happen because when I need him, he got me. It's a lot of that going on, people. Like, you can't ignore it. This is what divides and conquer the people in the hood that we would consider to be the hood. This is what caused that divide and conquer with friends, even with enemies. You'll get an enemy, man, who'll become your friend over a dollar bill. It's a fact. You'll get somebody that will be your enemy, right? They'll be your enemy. But you throw that money on their way, they become your friend that fast. Word. And that's what's going on. Yo, why you rock with that person? Oh, well, you know they ain't do nothing to me. You get a lot of that. People don't stand on law. They don't stand on law with it. You know what I mean? They don't stand on law with it. That's even like, you know what, the situation I was playing, you know what I'm saying, with Shantae. Like, you gotta stand on law. You know what I mean? You can't get caught up, you know. So, but you know what? You know what I mean? Sometimes it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? People, at the end of the day, it is just that. It is what it is. You dig? Um, I'm about to be off this. Had another great show. Yo, Ron BX, appreciate the pull up. Yo, Rose Gold, appreciate the pull up. City Bama, Spec in the building. Yo, Spec, where you been at, man? You gotta come holler at me. You gotta come rock out with your boy, man. You gotta come rock out with your boy, man. I ain't been seeing Spec. I ain't seen Spec in a minute. Appreciate that. Salute to my guy, Big Spec, for that diamond in the rough. You know what I mean? For that diamond in the rough, man. You know, that's all I know how to do is win, man. Salute, appreciate my guy, Big Spec. You know, like I said, man, on y'all way out, man, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Share the live out. You know what I mean? We need some more supporters around these neck of the woods, man. Share the live out. Yeah, share the live out, man. Yeah, that's a fact, broski. You already know, man. You already know. That's all I know how to do. Respect. You know what I mean? That's all I know how to do, man. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking out with your boy 050 Bucks, aka Mr. Shoot Back. Shoot right back. You understand? Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Y'all be safe. You dig? And I'm about to do the same. It's your boy 050 Bucks, aka Mr. Shoot right back. And I'm off this. Wow.